Hello beautiful people, how's it going? I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be breaking down every single Easter egg from Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
We're beautiful. Future.
My regular niffler. I understand that this movie was received very strangely by fans and critics because critics, let's just say, didn't like it as much, and fans did enjoy it. Some loved it, and some thought it was just okay, and others thought that it was breaking canon for various reasons, which we are going to get into in this video. Today I wanted to break down every single reference we get from the Wizarding world in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. These of course include references from the Harry Potter movies, books, and just Wizarding world information that we know and in which we love. I felt like this video was a bit necessary considering all of the negative controversies surrounding Crimes of Grindelwald. I wanted to just kind of tone it down a bit and bring in some positivity to make you all feel much better, because I am feeling amazing since I loved the movie, but then again, that was me. And a lot of other people did not. One of the things that I enjoyed about Crimes of Grindelwald the most, apart from the amazing story that we got, is the concept of all of the plot points that relate back to the world of Harry Potter. And these even include Easter eggs that were only shown for a couple of seconds in the film. The first being Dumbledore's Deluminator that was shown when Dumbledore was trying to convince Newt to help him defeat Gellert Grindelwald. The inclusion of the Deluminator is actually a great way for J.K. Rowling to help us remember that this is the Dumbledore that we know and love, as Dumbledore used the Deluminator in the very first Harry Potter movie, in actually the very first scene that we see in the entire film, when he was dropping Harry off at the Dursleys. So I think that's a very nice callback to the original Potter films. In the same scene we get the second reference to the Harry Potter films and books in The Crimes of Grindelwald, and that's when Newt says that if he goes against his travel ban by the Ministry, he will be sent off to Azkaban. Azkaban, for those of you who may not already know, is the prison in which Sirius Black escaped from in Harry Potter, and the prisoner of Azkaban. Here we are. There's our second Harry Potter reference, and obviously it really touched my heart, because I remembered once again that we truly are back in the Wizarding world, and it very much excited me for the rest to come, and I did get a lot out of this movie. And of course, throughout the entire movie, we see Gellert Grindelwald using none other than the Elder Wand that was used in most of the Harry Potter films, obviously then used by Albus Dumbledore, but now, since we're in 1927, it is back when Gellert Grindelwald was the Master of the Wand. Well, not really the Master, because he stole it and didn't win it, and I really hope that that becomes a prominent key factor in why Dumbledore ends up defeating him in 1945. In fact, that would be very interesting, because that kind of plotline of wands choosing the wizards and not being able to fully master a wand's powers has been prominent in both the Harry Potter films and Fantastic Beasts. So that would be a very nice link. So there we go, that's an Easter egg for future Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts films. Take that on board, Warner Brothers. After that, we get to meet a character named Leta Lestrange, who, spoiler alert for those of you who don't know, is a pivotal role in the Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald film. She literally had the biggest character arc in the film. Whether you liked it or not, I particularly really enjoyed it. I know that some viewers felt like her story was very convoluted, and she was kind of irrelevant to the overarching plot of Credence Barebone and finding out who he is. Leta Lestrange's character in itself is a reference to the Harry Potter books and films, because she is related to Bellatrix Lestrange by marriage. Obviously, Bellatrix married a Lestrange in the Harry Potter films and therefore became a Lestrange. We don't actually really know a Lestrange character to the T, like physically, in the Harry Potter series, but that correlation is very interesting, because you know the Lestranges to be a very dark family, and Leta Lestrange was a really good character who, again, spoiler alert, had to die under Grindelwald because she just wouldn't join him. And I think that's a very important plot point to just point out how not all Lestranges are bad, which also means not all Slytherins are bad, which also means there is justice in the Wizarding world. How nice. Then, of course, the biggest reference in The Crimes of Grindelwald to the Harry Potter world is Hogwarts. We get to go back to Hogwarts, and we get to see the Quidditch pitch, we get to see the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, we also get to see the Boggart in which Professor Lupin taught the kids in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, now of course taken over by Albus Dumbledore. And even though all of that is amazing and fantastic, we get to see Professor Minerva McGonagall. 8 years before she was even born. Oh. Even though Professor McGonagall was not born yet canonically in this Wizarding World, she was featured in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Whether you want to argue it's her grandmother, or her mother, or she's using time travel, I accept all theories because we have reached a point where timelines are becoming a bit of an issue for Mrs. J.K. Rowling, even though I love her with all of my heart. Don't take that the wrong way. One thing I would like to mention, however, is the fact that in a scene in which Dumbledore teaches his classmates defense against the dark arts, we actually see a character named McLaggen, who obviously is related to a descendant of Cormac McLaggen, in which he was the guy who took Hermione on a couple of dates in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince to just kind of piss Ron off. Oh, I really did not like him, but yeah. McLaggen's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather is a very nice character, as he does defend Dumbledore when the Ministry come to interrogate him. Which leads me to my next point, the Ministry of Magic. We get to finally go back to the Ministry of Magic that was featured in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Obviously, the Ministry of Magic has huge steps to take in terms of law enforcement and making that better, but we get to see the Ministry of Magic back when it was, I guess, less controlling, since Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix and Deathly Hallows Part 1 focuses a lot on the corruption that went on in the Ministry. This Ministry is a bit more toned down and a bit more under control, so it is very interesting to see and compare the two places. However, they do look very excellently similar, and I really felt like I went back home when I saw that purple carpet just like echo all around the Ministry, especially since I went to the making of Harry Potter twice now in the past year, and I have walked on that carpet, so it feels very nice, and it feels really good to be back home. Moving on to another character I felt was a huge Harry Potter Easter egg was Nicholas Flamel, who didn't have a lot to do in the film, but however was a really excellent reference, especially since the film was set in Paris. For those of you who don't know, Nicholas Flamel is the creator of the Philosopher's Stone, and therefore his inclusion in this film was somewhat prominent because, again, he was residing in Paris at the time, and he is immortal, so they were bound to come across each other. And in a scene in which he feels like danger is coming, he actually opens a cupboard which is there to reveal the Philosopher's Stone, which we haven't seen since Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, as you guys know, the first Harry Potter book/movie. So it was very nice receiving a call back to that. I also would like to add that Nicholas Flamel, even though he is unbelievably old, is an amazingly powerful wizard, as we got to see in the final scene in which Grindelwald battles with the good guys in the Battle of the Fiendfire, which I also felt was a really well executed scene. Second to last, we have a theory that turned into a reference, which I'm very happy about. We have Nagini from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Nagini, Voldemort's pet snake, the final Horcrux, is featured in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, but in this way, she is a human, and it is revealed that she is actually a Maledictus, which is a person who is cursed to transform into a beast permanently. So with The Crimes of Grindelwald, we actually get to understand that Nagini actually has a tragic backstory, which we will get to discover in the following Fantastic Beasts films. And last but not least, the biggest, in my opinion, reference to the Harry Potter films, and possibly the biggest spoiler in this video, so click away if you haven't been spoiled yet and you haven't seen the film, is the fact that Credence is actually a Dumbledore and receives a phoenix. Now, whether you want to believe that that phoenix itself is actually Fawkes the Phoenix, or it's an entirely different phoenix, you will understand that this is obviously a reference to Albus Dumbledore and the phoenix that he used to keep in his office, and of course, the Order of the Phoenix. We never actually got to understand why Dumbledore called it the Order of the Phoenix, and so maybe if this has anything to do with it, it would be a very exciting revelation, and it would be something that I would personally very much enjoy to learn about. And there you have it, guys. That was my video on all of the Easter eggs from Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel to see a lot more Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts content. Bye, guys!